James Johnson, the CEO of Racial Justice Network, the civil rights organization. We're born out of racial justice, born out of National Action Network, the Reverend Al Sharpton organization. I feel that the decision from the DA is wrong. A black man that carry a gun, it should not be a death sentence. You have over 400 guns in America. When a black man carry a gun, when it comes to policemen, police department, it's always a death sentence. Mr. Maurice Mincey was shot in the back, running away. There was nothing on the dash cam or the video cam of him pointing a weapon at an officer. Nothing. The officer closest to him didn't make a decision to shoot Maurice Mincey. The officer on the other side of the car shot and killed Maurice Mincey. A death sentence for just having a gun. They did not know that he was a felon before they shot and killed him. We are sick and tired of policemen using that they were fair for their life when they see a gun when it comes to a black man. This is unacceptable. We as black men fear our life when it comes to a policeman. If we are armed or unarmed, we still fear for our life. And enough is enough. Here in Savannah, we have the young man here who would never know his father. He would never, ever see his father. And the Lord knows a black man needs his father. And Mr. Maurice was very close to this young man. The officer that shot him, I want you to take a good look at this young man who is going to be fatherless. And it is wrong. It is totally wrong. We have the fiance here, the mother of the young man is going to say something about her son being without a father.
My name is Maria Scott. I was the fiance of Maurice Mincey. We have a 4-year-old right here. And they had a bond that you couldn't even try to separate. It hurts that I'm the one that got to explain to him. The officer that gunned down his father, no condolences, no anything. He don't have to explain anything, I do. I got to listen to them cries at night. He don't. He can rock his kids. He can be with his kids. It's just so crazy because he was trying to run away. He was no threat. If he was a threat, the officer that was talking to him, he should have been gunned down from the front. If he felt that Maurice Mincey was a threat, why didn't he shoot him down? Where's y'all tasers? Why didn't he tase Maurice? It's just sad and it's...
My name is Reverend Charles Glover Sr. I'm the National Vice President of Racial Justice Network. And upon the finding of the DA's office of an unjustifiable shooting, I would say you have a traffic stop ended up in a murder. Not even hold your hands up, not even put your hands on the steering wheel, not even stand still and let us check out the car, whatever the case may be. But instead, they prefer shooting first and asking questions later. And Mincey's is one that have died, 39 years old, gunned down by a police officer. Unnecessary shooting, unnecessary violence. But at the end of the day, the officer goes home to be with his family, But here we have another young black man that's going to be raised up without a father figure in his life, not knowing why his daddy was gunned down and why his daddy was gunned down.
Here is the president of Racial Justice Network of Savannah, Reverend Maynard.
Good morning. Good morning to the media. Good morning to the family behind me. Thank you all for coming out. Again, we want to take the time out to let the community know that we need to gather around the Mincey family. It does not stop. Please, please remember this, guys. It does not stop with the decisions. And again, this decision that they made against this family, understand there was a book by an author by the name of Chancellor Williams, and he talked about the destruction of the black community. And that's what was happening now. They put folk against each other. But right now today, we stand here to tell you, because of the DA stated. The DA stated this, guys, and I want y'all to hear me very well. The DA stated that the GBI lied. That Mr. Maurice Mincey did not point a gun at a police. The GBI lied and said that was their reason for killing him, because this young man was shot in the back.
Running away.
So if they lied about that, what else are they lying about? We're asking the Attorney General to come in and open up an investigation on all of GBI's findings, because we know that if they lied, they'll lie again. And if they kill, they'll kill again. This, like our Vice President said, this young man would never, ever see his father again. You can go home and kiss your kids. You can kiss your loved ones. But the Mincey family can't. These are brothers, these are friends, these are fiancés. This is the baby. He'll never, ever feel the comfort of his father's arm again. But we can go home. I'm asking the community to respect the Mincey family and gather around them. We don't want you to pressure them, but please be there for them. And I feel like this old song said, who do I run to when I need love? The black community, who do we run to when we need love?
God.
This happens too often in the black community. Every time I look around, this has become the norm. But when is enough enough?
As the leader of the civil rights organization, we will be sending a letter to the Justice Department, not only to investigate Mr. Maurice Mincey case, but to investigate all the shootings in Savannah, Georgia, all of it, and to investigate Savannah Police Department themselves. We will be sending a letter to the press when that letter's come out that we need a thorough investigation of Savannah Police Department here in Savannah, Georgia. Any questions? No questions. We thank y'all.
I have a question. So, can you just reiterate why the RJN decided to get involved with this case? Is it safe to say that you believe that this was racially motivated?
We can't say that. I can't say that. Racial Justice Network were called to get involved in this case by the family. We can't say it's racially motivated. The officer itself was a black man. I assume they shot and killed him.
But we're stand up in the community for the least, the lost, and the left out.
We can say.
And that means, that's right. That means anybody that's being any profiling against, anybody's being discriminated against. It doesn't matter, black, white, or green. We all are God's kids.
So what kind of impact do you hope that this precedent will have on this case?
Well, like we said, we hope that the Attorney General come in and open up a major, and when I say major, I mean a backlog. Go to the backlogs and find these cases and say, oh no, this cannot be, without a reasonable doubt.
Let me add this to it. We want the federal government to investigate racial profiling. I understand the young man that was driving the car was stopped and was told by the officer who stopped him that he ran a stop sign. I want to know the racial profiling makeup in Savannah, Georgia. We always know where policemen occupy the black community. We know that. So if there's racial profiling in here, we wanted to stop, and we want the Justice Department to see if there's racially profiled in Savannah, Georgia.
Well, like you said, this is our founding. He has a point. I want to point out this. You don't die because of a traffic stop. You had a shootout in Garden City. Standoff. White boy. Sorry.
Come on,
but he went home. No, actually, he went to the jailhouse. Maurice Mincey didn't. We went to the graveyard. Now you tell me, how do you feel being a colored person in 2022, where you live in a city that's predominantly, that's majority black in the city, majority black in the county, but you're still being called a boy? You tell me how you would feel.
Yeah. The only changes that can be made in Savannah, Georgia is the ballot box. People, hear me. Your decision in the ballot box can change Savannah, Georgia. So think about who you vote for. If you still want to be oppress people, if you still want to be racially profiled, then you keep the same people in office. But if you want to change, then you must vote those people out of office. Sometime people that looks like me, a black person, ain't for you. I want to say that again. Sometimes the people that looks like me is not for you people. You got the power to change any election in this city because you are the majority. Enough is enough. And we need to tell them we're not taking it anymore.
Kinfolk ain't always kinfolk.
Amen.
Yes.
So I know that this was a 15-minute traffic stop, and I know that you, Alexander, have seen some footage. I mean, can you kind of walk us through, from the stop to the shooting?
Because of the graphics of it, I want to respect the family. Because of the graphics of it, and understand it was horrendous. Because of that, I want to protect the family. Family first.
I understand that.
Yes.
So without going into any graphic detail,
but
any officer on the video indicate why they were stopped for so long?
Because the officer did state it. He stated that he was called ahead to stop Mr. Eric Johnson. Because of, and check this out though. Now understand the dynamics of a rolling. If I don't come to a complete stop, then why didn't you cite me right then and let me go?
Excuse up to 1 second. Remember when there was a score out there?
That's right. And I'm reminded just now that there was supposed to be a sting out there. It was supposed to be a sting. It was called a heat sting. Now, I don't recall a heat sting being at Arsley Park.
Right.
I don't recall a heat sting being in Habersham Woods. But I recall that every time and all the time, there are heat stings in predominantly black neighborhoods. Every time. West Savannah. This reminds me of Charles Smith's case on 2014 when they shot him in the back of a police car, handcuffed, and said it was all right. When is enough gonna be enough? No further questions.
Thank you all for coming.